Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all feeling wonderful today. If you've joined me, it shows you're eager to improve your English skills while discovering fascinating individuals who transformed the world. Mastering English is much simpler when you hear narratives, particularly life stories of influential leaders. Today, we'll discuss one of the most motivational icons in history, Mahatma Gandhi. This will be an extraordinary exploration packed with insights, feelings, and impactful events. I'll guide you gradually through his journey, from his early days until his passing. So, pick up a mug of tea or coffee, relax, and prepare to enhance your English as you learn about the person who showed the world the value of honesty, peacefulness, and the strength of modesty. Mahatma Gandhi came into the world on October 2, 1869, in a modest town named Porbandar, situated in what is now Gujarat, India. His complete name was Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, though people later referred to him as Mahatma, signifying great soul. Let's begin with his early years. Mohandas grew up in a Hindu household. His dad, Karamchand Gandhi, served as a prime minister in Porbandar, and his mom, Putlibai Gandhi, was a profoundly devout lady. Putlibai was a dedicated parent who observed rigorous customs such as abstaining from food and offering prayers. Her uncomplicated way of living and strong faith made a profound impact on young Mohandas. As a youngster, Gandhi was a reserved and timid child. He wasn't particularly robust or courageous. Actually, he feared various things, like darkness. However, he possessed a strong sense of inquisitiveness and a desire to acquire knowledge. He enjoyed hearing tales from Indian legends such as the Ramayana and Mahabharata, which instilled in him lessons about integrity and proper conduct. Around the age of 13, Gandhi wed Kasturba Gandhi, a girl his own age. This practice was typical in India back then, yet it marked a significant turning point for young Gandhi. He frequently mentioned that he gained much from Kasturba, since she was a resilient and self-reliant woman who stood by him all his life. Following his education in India, Gandhi chose to pursue a career in law. In 1888, when he was 18, he departed for London, England, to study legal matters. It marked his initial departure from India, and he encountered numerous difficulties. He had trouble speaking English smoothly and adjusting to English customs. He experienced isolation and longed for his relatives, but he persisted. In London, Gandhi absorbed many Western concepts, yet he remained tied to his Indian heritage. He began consuming basic plant-based meals, adhering to his mother's guidance. This period saw Gandhi exploring texts on various faiths, including Hinduism, Christianity, and Islam. These writings influenced his view that every religion promotes compassion and honesty. Gandhi finished his legal education in 1891 and came back to India. He aimed to build a thriving profession as a barrister, but events unfolded differently. He was bashful and anxious in the courtroom, finding it challenging to present arguments. It appeared his aspiration to be an outstanding lawyer was fading. In 1893, at 24 years old, Gandhi got an invitation to work in South Africa. A merchant from Gujarat, Dada Abdullah, required legal assistance for his enterprise and asked Gandhi to help. Gandhi agreed, assuming it would be a short-term assignment lasting only a year. But he had no idea this trip would alter his whole existence. Upon reaching South Africa, Gandhi encountered something unfamiliar: prejudice. South Africa was governed by the British then, with a stark separation between Caucasians and non-whites, including Indians. Indians were regarded as inferior and experienced bias in all areas. One of the most renowned episodes in Gandhi's life occurred soon after his arrival in South Africa. He was journeying by rail from Durban to Pretoria. Gandhi possessed a first-class pass, but a white traveler noticed him and reported it to the train officials. The authorities instructed Gandhi to shift to the third-class section due to his race. Gandhi declined. He contended, "I hold a legitimate first-class ticket. Why must I relocate?" Yet the train staff ignored his plea. They forcefully ejected him from the train at a remote station during the night. It was chilly, shadowy, and degrading. Gandhi remained alone at the platform, reflecting profoundly. This event disturbed him greatly. He understood that this wasn't merely his issue, it affected all Indians and non-whites in South Africa. They endured unjust treatment, and nobody was advocating for their dignity. Gandhi resolved not to remain quiet. Following the train episode, Gandhi started examining the conditions in South Africa more intently. He noticed that Indians lacked voting rights, had to possess special permits, and received no dignity. Gandhi began addressing the Indian group and rallying them to oppose unfairness. But what set Gandhi apart was his commitment to peacefulness. He avoided responding with fury or aggression. Rather, he trusted in the strength of honesty and calm opposition. He termed this approach satyagraha, meaning the power of truth. For the following 21 years, Gandhi remained in South Africa and directed numerous efforts to combat bias. Here are some major occurrences from that era. First, destroying the permits. In South Africa, Indians needed to hold special documents for identification. Gandhi arranged a demonstration where individuals incinerated these documents as a sign of defiance. This marked one of Gandhi's initial instances of nonviolent protest. Second, the Tolstoy farm. Gandhi thought that embracing a modest and honest existence was crucial. He established a settlement known as Tolstoy Farm, where residents coexisted, labored diligently, and adhered to his ideals of peace and integrity. Third, the protest walk against unfairness. In 1913, Gandhi guided a massive procession of thousands of Indians to challenge unjust regulations. The walk was serene yet influential, highlighting the hardships of Indians in South Africa. Throughout his stay in South Africa, Gandhi evolved entirely as an individual. He grew more resilient, insightful, and committed to battling injustice. He also embraced a humble way of life. He dressed in basic attire, consumed plain meals, and dedicated himself to helping others. In 1915, after 21 years in South Africa, Gandhi came back to India. He was 45 and had gained recognition as a prominent figure due to his efforts in South Africa. However, his attention now turned to his native land. India was controlled by the British, and its citizens endured immense hardship. Excessive levies, destitution, and absence of liberty were common. Gandhi recognized he needed to act. Upon returning to India, Gandhi didn't rush into political activities. Instead, he dedicated the initial years to journeying throughout the nation. He explored rural areas, conversed with agriculturists, and witnessed the daily existence of common folk. Gandhi discovered that the majority of Indians suffered from poverty. They lacked sufficient nourishment, pure water, or adequate garments. Agriculturists had to pay steep taxes to the British, even during crop failures. Gandhi empathized deeply with the people's distress and determined that his purpose would be to aid them. One of Gandhi's initial significant initiatives in India took place in Sharpen, a region in Bihar. The agriculturists there were compelled to cultivate indigo, a plant for producing blue colorant rather than edibles. Worse still, they received minimal compensation for their efforts. The agriculturists were famished, with no means to resist. In 1917, Gandhi traveled to Sharpen to grasp their issues. The British officials attempted to halt him, but Gandhi stood firm. He resided in the hamlets, interacted with the agriculturists, and gathered proof of their misery. Gandhi then organized a non-violent demonstration against the British, calling for improved conditions for the agriculturists. This campaign succeeded, and the agriculturists were eventually permitted to plant food crops instead of indigo. This represented Gandhi's first substantial triumph in India, demonstrating the effectiveness of peaceful defiance. In this period, Gandhi strived to foster unity between Hindus and Muslims in India. A notable instance was his backing of the Caliphate campaign in 1919. This effort was spearheaded by Muslims aiming to safeguard the Ottoman Empire's caliph, their religious head, following World War I. Gandhi felt that Hindus and Muslims ought to collaborate for India's liberation. He endorsed the Caliphate campaign, which fostered greater solidarity between the groups. This cohesion was vital for the freedom fight. By 1920, Gandhi emerged as the foremost leader of the Indian liberation effort. He initiated the Non-Cooperation Campaign, a countrywide demonstration against British dominance. Gandhi urged Indians to, first, shun British items, cease purchasing British fabrics, beverages, and other goods, second, leave British positions, resign from roles in the British administration, third, avoid British institutions, withdraw kids from schools operated by the British. In their place, Gandhi promoted the use of Swadeshi items, or products manufactured in India. He personally began weaving khadi, a form of handmade fabric, and motivated others to follow suit. Weaving khadi turned into an emblem of independence and autonomy. This campaign received enormous backing, with countless Indians responding to Gandhi's appeal for non-cooperation. Nevertheless, the campaign encountered obstacles. In 1922, certain demonstrators in a place called Chauri Chaura resorted to aggression and ignited a police outpost, resulting in the deaths of multiple officers. Gandhi was profoundly distressed by this event, as he advocated for peacefulness. Consequently, he halted the campaign, despite its great progress. In 1930, Gandhi started one of the most celebrated demonstrations ever, the Salt March. During that era, the British controlled salt production. They imposed heavy duties on salt, rendering it costly for regular Indians. Gandhi chose to contest this inequitable regulation. On March 12, 1930, Gandhi and 78 supporters commenced a 240-mile trek from his residence in Sabarmati to a tiny coastal village named Dandi. Multitudes joined him en route. Upon arriving at the shoreline on April 6, Gandhi gathered a bit of salt from the earth, violating the British salt rule. This straightforward gesture evolved into a potent emblem of opposition. The Salt March motivated millions of Indians to participate in the liberation effort. Gandhi faced imprisonment multiple times by the British, but rather than diminishing the effort, his detentions boosted his fame. People viewed him as an icon of bravery and dedication. Whenever Gandhi was jailed, increasing numbers of individuals enlisted in the quest for liberty. In 1942, amid World War II, Gandhi began the Quit India campaign, insisting that the British depart India right away. He offered a compelling motto, "Do or die." He encouraged Indians to resist calmly but resolutely, stating they should persist until freedom was attained. The British retaliated by detaining Gandhi and fellow leaders. Demonstrations broke out nationwide, with people displaying remarkable valor. The campaign exerted enormous strain on the British authorities to exit India. At last, following decades of effort, concessions, and nonviolent opposition, India secured independence on August 15, 1947. Gandhi's vision of an autonomous India was realized. Yet, independence arrived with a sorrowful split of the nation into two countries, India and Pakistan. Gandhi was profoundly grieved by the aggression and animosity between Hindus and Muslims in this period. After India's independence in 1947, Gandhi might have experienced joy and success, but he felt devastated instead. The nation he cherished deeply was split into two countries, India and Pakistan, divided by faith. This separation triggered horrific clashes between Hindus and Muslims, with thousands perishing. Gandhi, who had always envisioned a cohesive India, was heartbroken by this enmity and carnage. In his concluding years, Gandhi's priority changed. He labored relentlessly to promote tranquility and accord among the populace. Let's delve into this compelling and poignant phase of his life. When the British departed India in 1947, they partitioned the land into two sections. India turned into a predominantly Hindu state, whereas Pakistan was formed as a predominantly Muslim state. This choice sparked disorder. Millions of Hindus and Sikhs had to abandon their residences in Pakistan and relocate to India, while millions of Muslims shifted from India to Pakistan. Throughout this relocation, individuals endured inconceivable hardship. Families were separated, dwellings were ruined, and violence spread widely. Hindus and Muslims, who had coexisted harmoniously for generations, began clashing with one another. Gandhi could not bear to see this hatred. At the age of 78, Gandhi decided to travel to the most affected areas to stop the violence. He walked barefoot through villages, met with angry mobs, and begged people to stop killing each other. He told them, "We are all children of the same God. Why are we fighting?" Gandhi didn't just talk, he led by example. In Kolkata, when violence broke out between Hindus and Muslims, Gandhi stayed in the city to restore peace. He refused to eat until the violence stopped. This was one of his famous hunger strikes, where he would fast as a form of protest. People were moved by his sacrifice and started to lay down their weapons. In January 1948, Gandhi moved to Delhi, where more violence had erupted. Once again, he began a hunger strike, refusing to eat until Hindus and Muslims promised to live in peace. Gandhi's health was already weak, but he didn't care about his own life. He believed that his fasting could inspire people to change their hearts. The people of Delhi were deeply affected. They realized how much Gandhi was willing to sacrifice for peace. Both Hindus and Muslims came together to pledge that they would stop fighting. Gandhi broke his fast when he saw that his efforts were successful. Even in his final years, Gandhi continued to live a simple life. He stayed in a small room, wore his humble khadi clothes, and ate plain food. He spent his days spinning his charkha, spinning wheel, praying, and meeting people from all walks of life. He also worked hard to uplift the poor and improve the condition of the untouchables, whom he called Harijans, children of God. Gandhi believed that every human being deserved respect and dignity, regardless of their caste, religion, or background. On January 30, 1948, something terrible happened. Gandhi was in Delhi, staying at Birla House. Every evening, he would hold a prayer meeting where people gathered to listen to him. That evening, as Gandhi walked to the prayer ground, a man named Nathuram Godse approached him. Godse was angry with Gandhi because he believed that Gandhi was too kind to Muslims and had allowed the partition of India. Before anyone could stop him, Godse pulled out a gun and shot Gandhi 3 times in the chest. Gandhi fell to the ground, and his last words were, "Hey Ram, oh God." The news of Gandhi's assassination shocked the world. People in India and around the globe mourned his death. Millions of people attended his funeral, and his ashes were immersed in the holy river Ganga. Even though Gandhi was no longer alive, his teachings and principles lived on. His message of nonviolence, truth, and peace inspired leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. in America and Nelson Mandela in South Africa. Gandhi showed the world that you don't need violence to fight for justice. You only need courage, love, and determination. Even though Mahatma Gandhi left this world in 1948, his life and teachings remain alive in the hearts of millions. Gandhi's story is not just about India's independence. It is about courage, truth, and the power of determination. He showed the world that even in the face of impossible challenges, we can achieve great things if we have the strength to believe in our values and never give up. Let's now reflect on Gandhi's greatest lessons and how they inspire us to be better, stronger, and more compassionate human beings. Lesson 1: Nonviolence is the greatest power. Gandhi proved that violence is not the answer. He believed that ahimsa, nonviolence, is the most powerful weapon we have. Imagine standing up to one of the strongest empires in the world without using guns or bombs. Gandhi taught us that patience, love, and truth can conquer even the greatest enemies. Think about this in your own life. Maybe you're facing problems at school, work, or with people around you. Gandhi's message reminds us to deal with conflicts calmly and with kindness. No matter how hard things get, we can always choose peace over anger. Lesson 2: Stay true to your principles. Gandhi believed deeply in truth. He called his life an experiment with truth because for him, nothing was more important than being honest with himself and others. Even when people doubted him or criticized him, Gandhi stayed true to what he believed in. This is a lesson for all of us. When you have dreams and goals, the world might try to pull you down. People might say you're not good enough or that your dreams are too big. But Gandhi teaches us that we should never let go of our values. If you believe in yourself and work with honesty, nothing can stop you from achieving your dreams. Lesson 3: Small actions can change the world. When Gandhi started spinning khadi or making salt at Dandi, people laughed at him. They thought these were small, meaningless actions. But Gandhi showed that even the smallest steps can create the biggest changes. In our lives, we often think that our efforts are too small to matter. Maybe you feel like you're not doing enough or that your dreams are too far away. But remember this: big changes start with small steps. If you take one step every day toward your goal, you will eventually reach it. Lesson 4: Simplicity is the key to happiness. Gandhi lived a very simple life. He didn't need fancy clothes, big houses, or expensive things to be happy. For him, happiness came from helping others and staying close to his values. Today, many of us chase after material things, thinking they'll make us happy. But Gandhi's life reminds us that true happiness comes from within. It comes from kindness, gratitude, and living a meaningful life. Lesson 5: Never give up. Perhaps the most inspiring part of Gandhi's life is his determination. Imagine how difficult it must have been for him to fight against an empire as powerful as the British. He was jailed, beaten, criticized, and betrayed. Yet he never gave up. Gandhi believed that every failure was a step closer to success. He often said, first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they fight you, and then you win. This is a lesson for all of us. No matter how many obstacles come your way, never stop fighting for your dreams. You might fail once, twice, or even 100 times, but as long as you keep going, you will achieve what you want. Even today, people around the globe look to Gandhi for guidance. His life shows us that no matter where you come from or how small you feel, you can make a difference. And Mahatma Gandhi's face is on all Indian currency because he is considered the father of the nation. The image used on the currency comes from a famous photograph taken in 1946, where Gandhi is smiling warmly. This smile represents peace, simplicity, and hope. As we end this story, think about Gandhi's life as a shining example. He wasn't born rich or powerful. He was an ordinary man who believed in extraordinary things. His dream was to free India, and he achieved it not by fighting with weapons but by fighting with his heart, his mind, and his soul. You too have the power to achieve your dreams. You don't need to be perfect or have everything figured out. All you need is courage, determination, and belief in yourself. Gandhi once said, "Be the change you wish to see in the world." This means that if you want to make the world better, you must start with yourself. Work hard, stay honest, and never stop dreaming. Gandhi's life may have ended, but his spirit lives on in every person who fights for truth, justice, and freedom. He is not just the father of the nation, he is a father figure to the world, showing us the way to live with purpose and compassion. Let this story of Gandhi remind you that greatness is within all of us. You can overcome any challenge, achieve any dream, and make the world a better place, just as Gandhi did. Remember, you are stronger than you think, braver than you know, and capable of amazing things. Keep going and never give up. This was the story of Mahatma Gandhi, an ordinary man who changed the world. Thank you for listening. Let me know what you learned from this story.